Good morning. Today is Sunday, August 17th. It's about 8 o'clock. Slept in a little bit this morning, so I'm finishing the last of my coffee. I broke my tent down, broke my tarp down, got them all packed up. Last night I didn't need my tarp, but I bring it because I've gotten rained on every single time I've been out here, and I just like to be able to sit underneath my tarp during the rain. But today we are headed up the Upper Clear Creek Trail. Right here is the Anastacio Trail. About a half a mile, I'm gonna hit the Upper Clear Creek Trail. It's one of the trails that I've never been on, and I'm excited to get on that trail. I wanted to see what it was like. Yesterday, day one, you should go back and watch that video if you haven't. On day one, I started at the San Gregorio Trailhead, which takes you up to San Gregorio Lake, taking the Vacas Trail. And I've been on the Vacas Trail many times, the most popular trail here in the San Pedro Parks Wilderness. And it takes you up to the Anastacio Trail. And so that is one trail I'd never been on. That's a beautiful trail, a lot of pine trees. I don't think a lot of people take that trail, and they like to go see the parks. But I wanted to head into the center part. I've made another video where I did an outer loop, and I'm gonna call this like the inner loop. I think there's a lot of hunters that come up here because I found some small camps here and there. This was a nice camp for me. I've got to this morning finish my coffee and eat my oatmeal, and then we'll jump on that trail. So I'm excited about it, and I appreciate you guys watching, and if you'll stay tuned, we'll go down that Upper Clear Creek Trail and see what it's like. So here in just a minute, let's do it. All right, we're headed out. I saw the coolest bird this morning, and I've never ever seen it in my entire life. It was about the size of a crow, and I know there's another bird that looks similar to a crow that has white on it, but this wasn't it. This was grayish with a white head, and I literally thought it was a hawk at first, and it could have been. But if I can find a picture on Google, I'll do that. We are headed to this trail here, and we'll take a left. Let me show you this little guy. So down there, you can see that first little pole there, and we're at the second pole here, and I don't see a trail, but we're gonna head right through there and see where it leads us. Somebody's made us a little cairn here. Like I said, I don't think there's a lot of foot traffic through here, so thank you for whoever did that. So straight out there, you can see this pole, but there are two more out here, and I'm losing them. I don't see them. There they are. One there, and then one at the other side. All right. Upper Clear Creek Trail 117. We're headed that direction. Anastacio Trail here leads that direction. And if you go that direction, you'll run into Los Pinos Trail, And then if you go right, it heads you up into San Pedro Parks Wilderness again, up into the parks. But if you go left, down the Lucero Trail, it heads back. So we're gonna head this direction. This is a beautiful sight. I bet you in the spring, that's the direction I came from, but I bet you in the spring, this is just beautiful. So when you head from that post, make sure you're going to the right of that, and the trail is up in through those trees right that direction. So there's not really any sign, so I'm gonna head up here and see if I can find the trail. Okay, I walked back out. I finally found it, but there's the post that's way out there. Stay to the right of those. Literally, you could walk right in between those pines. And then when you get up here, let me change this. There is no trail, but stay up here. And there's a little pathway here, or an open area, and it is not marked at all, and you can barely make it out, but that's the trail right there, so be careful. This is why I always say you should have some kind of navigation system like OnX Backcountry. I ran into this several times out here in the San Pedro Parks Wilderness. Yeah, you need to just pay the money, because it's very faint. But here we go, we're on trail. Nobody wants to see scat, but that is brand new. That's this morning. So they're in here, and that's elk. And you can tell the trail just disappears every once in a while. So I'm gonna get back on my OnX and make sure I'm on the right track. Okay, I'm back on trail. I had taken a left, following the game trail. I'm preaching OnX Backcountry. It's worth the money. I haven't been on this trail in the trees less than 5 minutes. The cows have made pathways, and there is a trail, but sometimes the cows decide they want to go a different direction. So Cha-Cha has been with me out here, and again, we've gotten lost out here. You just have to stop. So if you ever get lost, like we do, even with OnX Backcountry, take this advice. Always go back to where you were on the trail, and you know where you're at, because we need to find trails that look like this, and sometimes they are just not there. And here's a prime example. Should I go right or should I go left? Well, I just came from the right, but look, the cows went left. So again, they make their own trail. They like using the trails. Maybe I'll call this video Lost on the Upper Creek Trail. I don't know, we'll see. Or Upper Clear Creek Trail. Okay, that's 1 mile. And I'm just sitting here thinking about the trail. One of the things I intentionally do when I start planning a trip is I'll get on OnX and I'll do a line to where I want to go first, and I look at the elevation gain, and then I'll do, if it's a, what do I call it, a out and back, that's easy. But when you're doing a loop, I do both ways, and I look to see which one has the most elevation gain, because whatever one that has the most elevation gain, I take the one that's the hardest on day one, so that on day two I can be walking back and have an easy pathway. And we are deep in the trees in the canopy, but so far, besides getting lost a couple times or getting off track, this has been an easy trail, all downhill. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. All right, I came from that direction. I walked about 100 feet. This would be a great place to camp too. Plenty of cover, but I looked on OnX one more time because I didn't see the trail, and it looks like it goes to the right of this, so we're gonna head that direction. Found a trail. Hopefully this isn't a game trail. I'll walk another 50, 100 yards and check OnX again. But you know, when people aren't using some of these trails and trail maintenance isn't out there cleaning up the trail, this is what happens. But pretty sure I'm back on trail, and somebody's gonna be like, how are you getting lost on these trails? Dude, I'm telling you, I'm back out here in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of cows. It's gonna happen. But isn't that beautiful? The cows decided to go this way. I think I'm supposed to go this way. So right there's trail maintenance. I'm on the opposite side because you got more below down. And so I'm following this, but I'm pulling my OnX out every 20 or 30 yards, make sure I don't get too far off trail. But yeah, path of least resistance. And some of you might ask, okay, well, why are you up in the trees? Why aren't you out there in that open spot? During June and the early part of July, that little grassy area is just like a sponge. And so I'm sure that area is pretty wet. Right now it's dry, but this is probably why we're up in this area. So, just an FYI. Alright, there's a hole out here in the middle. That's the direction I'm heading. Alright, OnX says to head towards that direction, so we'll go that way. And this is what I was talking about, being a sponge. That's what this whole area will look like. And you can see all that green out there, that's the way it is. So if you come out here in June, expect to get your feet wet. Somebody make a call real quick about trail maintenance. I think I'll go up that way. Big blowdowns. There's the trail down there. Work my way that direction. Yep, there she is. Every once in a while you'll see something like that as a trail marker. My watch is getting ready to go off. We're at 2 miles.
Distance 1.0.
This has been a good trail. If you're liking this video, you know, you should really think about subscribing. Please hit the like button. But if you know somebody that likes to hike or backpack, you could do the trifecta and share this with them so that they have access to these videos as well. You know, when you subscribe, it doesn't just help me, it actually helps you, because if you like backpacking videos and hiking videos, your algorithm, you'll start getting good quality hiking videos. So do that. And the last thing would be, if you wanted to hit the bell, every time I post a video, it will come up. And I'm making videos of the San Pedro Parks Wilderness and of the Pecos Wilderness, because that's my location here in New Mexico, and I'm gonna do the trails here. So thanks for watching. This is where we're coming out again, and we are headed towards the Lucero Trail right now, off of the upper Clear Creek Trail. I came over here to where the creek's supposed to be. I haven't seen water yet on this trail. I'm always looking for that water source, because when you're backpacking, you need water. There's a small little bit, so that's not bad. But just keep an eye out for your water source. Yeah, the creek bed's pretty dry. So if you're coming out here in August, watch that water source. When I was coming up the Vacas Trail, they had more water over there. So know where you're gonna camp. And right there where that person made that fire pit, that is not where you camp. You don't camp right next to the stream. My word. That's pretty cool. Imagine this trail is really pretty in June. I'm gonna have to come back in June next year. See that water flow. This would be a pretty water crossing if it had water. Okay, the trail goes that way. There have been people that have been going that way, but if you see that little marker on that tree, but I bet you this is pretty when the water runs through this. And again, another pretty water crossing. Again, if you had water. Teeny tiny bits of water. Definitely coming back. Bet you find some mosquitoes in that, but it's water. So, just passed 3 miles again, right? And I'm coming up on the Lucero Trail, so I believe I'm at the end of the Upper Clear Creek Trail. And in my video that I made about the Lucero Trail, I came from that direction, and right over there is my trail marker. So I'm gonna head over there, jump on the Lucero Trail, and I'm gonna head towards San Gregorio Lake. Let me preach one more time. I came from that direction. There's a trail that walks along that creek right there. If I wouldn't have had OnX Backcountry, again, I would have walked down that trail and not walked across this way to get to the trailhead. Start calling me preacher instead of Pops. So here's the Upper Clear Creek Trail sign. Right across the way, there's a little pole, but the trail took me off that direction. Here's the Lucero Trail, and right here's where I had lunch the last time. So let's get on it. We're on the downhill. If you decide to take that Lucero Trail past that trail marker, there are some good trails, but there's also some iffy spots where you lose the trail. So this direction up to that trail marker. The trail's pretty good all the way back to the Vacas Trail. So we're headed towards the Vacas Trail right now. And I probably won't film a lot on this because you can go back and watch that last video. It was, the video is called the Los Pinos Trail. So go back and check that video out. So these guys right here are wild irises. These little pods on them are probably similar to the pods that are domesticated irises that we buy, are similar. So I've tried to transplant them. They don't transplant very well, but if you ever come out in June, you'll see those guys, and all the flowers right now are just dying off because there's just not a lot of water, so it's kind of sad. All right, we're back to the Vacas Trail. Here's the Upper Clear Creek and Lucero trails. That's where I just came from, and I'm at 3.75 miles, and here's the Vacas Trail sign. And I think I checked my phone when we got to here last time. I think it was around, I was just over 3.5 or right under 3.5. I can't remember, but not that far to get back to the trailhead. All right, getting close to the trail junction for Vacas Trail and the Damien Trail, and you can see it right there in front of me. And we'll head to the right towards San Gregorio Lake. All right, my watch is getting ready to go off for 5 miles. We just passed the Vacas and Damien
Distance 1.0.
Trail. Getting closer and closer to the end. So I just met a couple from Rio Rancho, and that's where I'm from. They live out there in Mariposa, so I told them I'd give them a shout out for the video, and they're out here doing a little day hike. So it was good to talk to them. Never be afraid to talk to people. That's how you find out new things. There's that stupid tree again. And I can see the lake. That was a little easier. So I just met two guys that were backpacking yesterday. And they're both from Albuquerque, different set of guys and real nice guys. And I was telling them I'm making YouTube videos for this. I've went under this tree like 4 times, and every single time, never even, you know, and that guy's taller. He just climbed right over the top of that like it was no problem. And here I have been fighting that backpack the whole time underneath there. So that's why you talk to people, lesson learned. Bunch of people over on the other side fishing. We got a little over a mile left. Somebody's hiding over there. All right, that's 6 miles. It's a pretty day. We had a lot of cloud cover coming back today, so a little less than a mile, or no, a little over a mile, excuse me, back to the truck.
Distance 1.0.
All right, there's 7 miles. I'm almost to the trailhead. Be there in just a second. I didn't notice this yesterday, but those aspen trees are already turning. That seems like it's a little early, and I just wonder if it's because it's so dry right now. All right, we're gonna go across the street. I'm gonna have you guys look at the map. Here's the entrance to the Vacas Trail, San Pedro trailhead. Let's go across the street and see that map. All right, so we're back at the trailhead, and I'm going to show you what we did yesterday and today. Right here's the San Gregorio trailhead, which is also the Vacas Trail, and that's trail number 51. And we followed it up past the San Gregorio reservoir up here, okay? And this is the turnoff for the Lucero Trail, and this is where I came out today. Followed it up here, and when we look at this, we took the Anastacio Trail over, and right here, this is where the upper Clear Creek Trail is, and I followed it down to the Lucero Trail, and today we ended up coming back through and all the way back down to here. In my last video, we went all the way up here and all the way up to where the CDT goes up and crossed over here to the Anastacio Trail and the Lucero Trail, which was right here. And that was in my video from last week. So go back and check that video out. I just wanted to say thanks for watching. If you got this far, you are dedicated. If you haven't subscribed yet and you've gotten this far, please do, and hit the like button, because not only does it help you out, but it helps me out. When I say it helps you out, is if you have liked the video like this, then it's going to give you other videos that would be similar. So, well, I'll see you guys on the next one.